Men will never have options like women. I heard someone say, "Oh, men have endless options. There's so many women out there," and it's like, yeah, on the one hand, like if you have one-itis and you get caught up on one woman. See, actually, let me rephrase that. I made a video a while ago about one-itis, and I said the term one-itis isn't fair. And the reason why the term one-itis isn't fair is because we are fed, and even women are, and even women buy into this, although they break their own rules and their actions speak otherwise. Even women buy into the idea that there is one person out there that you are supposed to be with. That is love, right? Finding your other half, real love, true love, etc., right? So I don't blame somebody for having one-itis, and there's a lot of shame in the manosphere. There's a lot of shame in the red pill for guys who get caught up on one woman. I always say, yeah, move on, right? But there's a difference between like, okay, a girl, flaked on you, she ghosted on you, she gave you her number and you were all into her and she didn't return your text. Like, yeah, move on, man. It really don't have one-itis for a woman that you're not even dating. But if you've dated a girl for a year, 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, you married a woman and then she left you, she cheated on you, right? I mean, that's not one-itis, right? If you dated a girl even for 6 months and you spent many nights with her, intimate times, went out and did stuff, and you're all broken up about it, and some red pill guy comes along and he's just like, oh yeah, move on, just move on, man, don't get one-itis, like Richard Cooper shaming men for, and I'm not saying Richard Cooper isn't great at times, he's got a lot of great content, but he constantly shames men for having one-itis when in reality, he himself had one-itis for a single mom, and she did him dirty, which is how he became red-pilled, and he's talked about that, right? So maybe he's just angry at, maybe he's just angry from that experience, so he's always bashing guys who have one-itis, but don't bash guys who have one-itis. Like, there's nothing wrong with, falling in love with a woman who you think is the one, and then, lamenting over the fact that she left. Like, there's nothing wrong with that. The problem is when you don't learn from that, and you don't learn about female nature, and you don't take the red pill, right? Nothing wrong with one-itis. But men will never have options in the same way women will have options. This is why it's harder for women to have one-itis for a man. It's much harder for women to have one-itis for a man than it is for a man to have one-itis over a woman, because a woman will just move on, and women are just cold like that. They're cold-hearted like that, right? And the reason why is because they have so many options, and they have a biological imperative, right? A man doesn't have to procreate, right? For women, it's a little different. Women feel the need to procreate a lot more than a man. Men, we can just, fuck it, I'll just be single. Like, men can be the bachelor, and actually women hate that about us, and I think they hate that about us because it's a superpower. We don't have to get married. We could just be bachelors for the rest of our life and be happy. And women hate that. This is why women hate MGTOW and the red pill, because it's like, oh, wait a minute, you don't need me. You don't need me as a woman. I need you as a man. Well, yeah, you need our resources, right? They have so many options, so they can just move on. They don't have to have one-itis. So don't ever let a guy say, oh, there's so many other options out there. It's like, that's a cruel thing to say to somebody who wanted love from one woman, right? I just want one good woman. I want my other half. I want the woman I'm supposed to be with. And then you just keep getting screwed over by women, by hypergamous, women who are practicing open hypergamy, who don't want you for this reason. You're not bad boy enough. Don't want you for that reason. You don't make enough money to have kids with. Don't want you for that reason. Oh, I don't think you're attractive enough. Don't want you for that reason. Well, I can't bring you home to my parents because I'm just not proud of you like I'm proud of these other guys, or all these reasons that men get dumped for, right? This is what we want, but we don't have the same kind of options. So understand that. This is Red Pill 101, right? Understand that it's not the same thing. Men cannot, exercise the same options that that women have. It's not the same thing. Yes, there are 5 billion women out there, but it's not the same thing, because Not all 5 billion of those women want to hook up with your average guy. That's not the way it works, right? If you're an attractive woman, you go out to a bar, 9 out of 10 guys you go up to will say yes to sleep with you. You're an attractive guy, you go out to a bar, maybe 1 out of 10 women will sleep with you, right? It's not the same thing.